guys, my name is Samarpan Dasgupta and today is the part 24 of Flutter social media chat app generation tutorial 2021. In the current video, we are going to see about the most interesting part of our app. This is notification. The foreground and background notification in just single video. In the couple of previous videos, we have seen about the sent and receive different type of chat messages. Now the notification also connected with that. So if you don't see the previous video of the tutorial, please see that at first. That will be beneficial to you for that understanding purpose. So that current video going to be interesting. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Notification management is one of the most important concept of any chat application or any social media app. Hey there everybody, Samarpan here. Now in this video we are going to see about notification integration with our generation app. In the previous couple of videos, sent and received different types of chat messages, but now in this video we are going to do the most important thing, that our notification integration. We are going to integrate our Flutter Firebase local notifications. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So for that we have to install some packages here at first. So go here and you have to install the first package, Flutter local notification. Copy it and paste it, and we have to install one more packages here. So we have to use Flutter PubGet to get all the dependencies. Okay, so now we have to use a new file here. So under that global uses, we add a new file and that's name is notification management. So guys, now I am going to start the coding under notification management. Please have a patience because I am not doing to go about the script code. Okay, so we have to take another package named HTTP that we installed just before. Okay, so we have to make a class name as send notification. Okay, and here, sorry, and give and make a method, and the method name will be the message notification classifier. And we make it as asynchronous because many of that asynchronous operation is going to perform there. So here we have to make some changes here. So we first say which type of chat message is this. First we have to make another method as well. So and here we have to provide the server key as well. So what's that server key? So we found the server key in our Firebase project. So under our Firebase project, go to the project settings and then go to the cloud messaging. Here one server key by default present. I generate a new one by clicking on add server key. If you click here, then a new key will be generated and you take any of that key as you like and paste it here. And this is a secret key, so don't do expose to the public. Okay, so I make a response await and I use as http.dart at http. So http dot post, and we have to provide the URL as well. We have to parse the URL and the URL will be https://fcm dot googleapis.com/fcm/send. Okay, so that's the URL. So we have to import that, and for that we have to import DO, not the DO, I think. Just a minute, and that will be for that HTTP. Okay, so we have to import the HTTP as well, because that response is under the HTTP. Okay, and you can do one more thing, just delete that lines and just use as post, because that post is under HTTP package. Okay, so here you have to provide some header, because we call API. So if you work with API, then that will be very much fruitful to you. So, and then we have to provide key, and then we have to provide that server key. That key is required for the authorization as well. Okay, and then we have to come to the body part, because we have to send some to that body to with for the work with API as well. And then we have to write JSON encode, and that will be a string dynamic of that type, and we have to provide a JSON file as well. And title here as title. Okay, and then we have to provide priority, and that priority must be high, otherwise the notification may not be sent. And then we have to provide the data, and that will be a JSON type, and that will be a format of string dynamic. Okay, and then we have to provide a click action, and we have to provide Flutter notification click. Okay, and one more thing, under Android app source main Android manifest.xml file, we have to add a new thing. So here under that intent folder, which is Android intent action.main, we have to add one more intent for taking incoming notification. Okay, so come back here and proceed with that, and then we provide the ID, and ID we pass as 1, and then we have to pass the status will be done, and then we have to provide a collapse key, and that will be a form of type A. Okay, and then we have to pass whom, so we have to pass the token as well. Okay, so for the debugging purpose, after here completion, we have to print that response is and response dot status code, so we understand what is, if it is doing right way or not, and response dot body. Okay, and then we have to return here response dot status code. Okay, so status code may be 200 404, depend on the action performed. And if there is any error, we have to check the error while debugging. Error in notification sent, that error will be performed there. Okay, and then we have to return our error code, because there is a error happen, and that's why we have to return 404, because it is denoting the error. Okay, so now we have to come back here in that switch cases. So okay, now handle this. So we have to call that method send notification. So await send notification. We have to provide the token. So we have to provide that connection token, and that connection token it is come as a formal parameter with optional named parameter, or with a required named parameter as well. And then we have to provide the title. Okay, so for the text messages, title will be current account username sent a message. Okay, so that current account username, it is denoting the sender name, not the receiver name. Okay, and then we have to provide a body for the text message. The body will be text message. Okay, so that text message is come from here, and by default it is null. Okay, not null, by default it is an empty string. So for that text it is done. So we have to implement this for that all the things. Okay, and that's the video, and that's the all stuff is going fine. So that's we done all the things about send notification. Now we have to deal with receive and show the notification. So for that we will done about background and foreground receive and show notification. For that background, it is automatically done by a command, but for the foreground it is not automatically done, so we have to manually manage it as well. So for that we can do a thing, we can change it, rename it as well as send notification management. Okay, and under that global users we make a new file, and this will be foreground receive notification management. Okay, here we have to make a new class foreground notification management. Okay, and then we have to use that class Flutter local notification plugin, and Flutter local notification plugin, Flutter okay, so I zoom out it for that better looking. Okay, and then we have to initialize one more thing, that is Android initialization settings. Android initialization settings. Okay, and then we have to provide a app icon. Okay, and that app icon should be visible under res. So that's the app icon is visible here under res drawable folder, that app icon.png. okay, and then we have to make a constructor for this class, that will be foreground notification management, and under this constructor we have to initialize something. Then I have put a debug message here because I don't know if it is running or not. And then we have to initialize something, and for that we have to make a method here. So name that method at init all, and that will be initialization settings as well, and that will be a asynchronous process. Okay, and we have to take it as response, and that will be a synchronous process with Flutter local notification plugin, that object we made here, and then we have to initialize it. Okay, and then the initialization settings we made, and you can see that initialization settings we made as a formal parameter. Okay, and then okay, so it looks good. So there will be some other parameters as well. On select notification, and there will be a payload. That process will be asynchronous. That's the method, and we take that response here, right? So we have to print for the debugging purpose, because we have to check local notification initialization status response. Okay, and then we have to make a method name as future void show notification, because through that we initialize all the things, through that init all and all the things. Now we have to make that method for that incoming message show in foreground. Okay, final Android. Okay, one more thing, I have no iOS device or any iOS simulator, so I now focusing only on the Android. So if you have any iOS device, so please try this out and let me know if it is working on that iOS device or not, because it is not possible for me to test in on the iOS device, because I have no iOS device as well as simulator. So let me know in many of my social pages, that's like Facebook or Instagram. Okay, apart from that way, let's get back here, and we have to provide the channel ID, so we can make it in as this. And then we have to provide the importance of that messages to show in our device. So it is obvious that I will give important dot high or importance dot max. Okay, you can, if you want, you can give importance dot high, but I'm not sure it is showing in that format or not. So come back here. So here I have to provide final. For that Android, I have to pass that Android details, and that the Android details meet here. Okay, so I think it is very much fruitful to you for that understand, and if it is have any problem, you can comment it out. I will try to clear your doubt. And then asynchronous process, Flutter local notification dot plugin dot show to show the message as well, and that ID will be 0 title. Okay, so that title is coming from here, and that body also coming from here as a formal parameter, and then we have to provide the general notification details here, and through that payload we provide the title. Okay, so if there is any error, so we have to first print the error. I forgot a thing, sorry for that. Under that initialization settings, we have to provide Android initialization settings, and we have to call init all through that constructor, because we not even call it, and provide here initialization settings. Okay, so this is okay. So now we have to connect with our chat message and other types. So but before that, come here to the main.dart file. Okay, so under that main file we have to first make a method, not method, function as well. So here you have to subscribe to a topic. Okay, why to subscribe to a topic? Because for the managing of background notification as well. So for that we have to do some configuration. We have to first come here and then come under that engage section, cloud messaging. So click here, send your first message, enter optional title. So I give it generation. I also give it generation because this is not very much compulsory. So, next, so we have to provide here the topic. Okay, So that topic name I give as generation, our app name. Okay, but for that YouTube app purpose I give generation YT. Okay, I note it here because we use that in our code as well. So here the notepad I note it, and then come here, user segment, select an app, generation. Okay, generation YouTube, send now eligible user, now next. Okay, we have to provide the Flutter notification channel. So what that the notification channel under Android manifest.xml file we use now about Flutter notification click. So we have to use it here, Flutter notification click, and there is key value not provide, you can not be provide. So expire in 4 weeks, that's the maximum time, 4 weeks, close to 1 month. Okay. Review. Okay, publish. It is compulsory step under that cloud messaging. The campaign was successfully saved. Thanks. Okay, I minimize it and come back here under main and make sure that name Flutter notification click must be same with, here we use also Flutter notification click, so that must be same. Okay, so come here under main file and here subscribe to a topic. Okay, so that's for the background notification purpose. Okay, so we have to install another package name as Firebase messaging. I also install it before, so I check about the latest version. Okay, now we have one more thing, only installing Firebase messaging here is not sufficient. After installing that, you have to go under Android app level build.gradle, and here you have to provide that line com.google.firebase messaging 22.0.0. This is compulsory because for the internal configuration. You can take the code from the source code link in the GitHub, as you know, the link in the description. So come back here on that main file and close this all the stuff. Okay, so await topic we just written before, so I take that from here. Okay, and put it here as well. Okay, and now we have to enable the option for the foreground messages. So foreground notification options enabled. Okay, so we have to do for that for the foreground notification as well. Await Firebase messaging .instance .set foreground notification presentation option. There's a long, so I don't manually write it. Alert true batch. Batch means the icon, the notification with the icon. Okay, batch true and the sound true. Cool. Now we have to make another method for receive and show notification with customization. Okay, so final foreground notification management, and that foreground notification management, that the class we made here. Okay, so I think that will be clear to you. So for the debugging purpose we write notification activated, and then we print the notification with a method, because as you know, here we made a notification for show the notification, that is show notification. Okay, so here we use if G notify management, so notification title body. Okay, so that title and body are required formal parameter as well. And then here, before that run app, we have to configure something. Okay, that will be interesting. That method we made here, and for so we can do one more thing here. We can handle through a method here, background message action. So we can make it here. Just a minute. Why it is showing that so much gap? Okay, background message action. Here we have to first initialize the Firebase, because maybe Firebase initialization sometime not happen, and that method, that function is very much important, because in the background message with Firebase that we are using, it is having a problem that the background message will be come and show in the notification tray, but that will be not pop up. So for that we have to pop up it manually. Okay, so that's why we have to write some more code for that. So firebase.initialize app. Okay, and then we have to that for the pop-up we have to do one more thing, receive and show notification title and body. Okay, so that title body from where come, so come back here where we done all the things. So that for that background message handling, now we have to care about foreground message handling. So for foreground message handling. Okay, so for foreground message we have to use Firebase messaging dot on message dot listen. Okay, so this will listen to the foreground messaging event. So for the debugging purpose I use message data is, so I change it name because this is associated with message. So now we have to show the message, so receive and show notification initialization. So okay, so that's for the foreground message and that's for the background message with that method is handling here. Okay, so I think for receiving message is totally will work fine when we will testing in our device, virtual and physical device, as you know. But now we have to work on send notification as well. Okay, so for that we have to do a thing under that send text. So that method, if you remember, that method send message to connection will send a message to the connection as well. So we have to click here as well. So here we have to do one more thing. When the message is sent here, then we have to pass the send the notification as well. Okay, we have to first initialize the thing here. Okay, so here I make a bookmark and come to the top. Here we have to make a object for the send notification. Okay, and that method we just made before. So that send notification, because we use that method, we just make that method in that video, in the starting of that video. Hope you remember the method name is send notification. So here I made it and come to the bookmark point, but it is not, why not showing here? It is not good. That's the point, but it should show here. Okay, no problem. That's something happen. This will be a synchronous process, and then taking the object of send notification and message notification classifier, we have to provide the message type. And okay, we have to manually send from, not here, we have to manually send from the chat screen, because here the message type is not specified actually. So but there will be a problem for getting the connection token as well, because we have to provide the connection token as well here. So what we should do, so make it comment and come here, and we have to must take the chat message types. Okay, so obviously under front end services, that's mean chat screen, there will be some error will be there. So it required name parameter, so that will be a chat and one more error left, and this is associated with video. Okay, so that's associated with video. Okay, so there is no error in that chat screen page. So here come that cloud data management, and we make a comment here where the comment is called here. So here we definitely can't provide message types, so chat, here we just provide that chat message type. We have to go to the top, and what's the problem? So we have to make final local database. So local database. Okay, so we make the object of local database and come here to the bookmark point on here now. So here I remove the bookmark, and in that current account username, so final current account username, so this will be a asynchronous process, and local database. So what the name actually? Under here, get particular field data from important field. Okay, so get, okay, and you have to provide the username as well. Okay, so we take the username from here, that's the connection username as well, connection username, and then get the field. So that will be a get field for important data local database. So it will be, it is a user, and let's take the token. Okay, sorry, current account token. Okay, so not the current account, connection token, sorry, very sorry, connection token. So what's the problem, man? So just make sure now to string. So that's string 60. Okay, now we have to provide the current account username. Here under that local database, we provide a method why I done in that way. If you have any query, you can debug the thing, you can print that thing, and that will be clear to you. And if there is any problem, you can reach me out with my social handles, the link in the description. Check it out. Else return null. Okay, so now come here, cloud data management, and we name as get username for current user. Okay, so we have to pass a empty string if it is coming as a null, and that's the same thing we can apply also here, because if there is accidentally any problem came, then we have to pass the empty string. So what we done here, we make a asynchronous callback when complete, and then that connection token, and we made it here, and we actually made that method get particular field data important table and all this stuff, and this is associated with this thing. So we made it one of the previous video, so if you follow my tutorial, you are must aware of that. So we through that we take the connection token, okay, with providing the connection username, and we take the connection token here, and we just made that method get username for current user, get username for current user. So through that we get the current account username, and if there is null, that value current connection token current account username, that will be pass as empty string. Okay, so that's all about the code. Now is the time for testing in our two device, virtual and physical device. So guys, I ran that in our emulator and the physical device as well, but before showing the demo, I want to tell you something, that after using that notification management, there is might be some error will be happening during running in the emulator or in the physical device, whatever you want to run. So if you face any errors or after doing all this stuff, just do a thing in the pubspec.yaml, just update the version of packages to the latest version, because you can see here I also updated some version and make it updated, because in the previous version there may be some conflict, and that's why I updated some packages to the latest version. So if possible, you update all the things to the latest version as well, and go to the build.gradle and make the compile SDK version and target SDK version to 31 as well. Okay, because if you see the couple of previous videos, that was 30, but here in the permission handler, after upgrading to the 8.2.5, it is recommended in the documentation that you have to use compile SDK version 31, and that's why you have to also use target SDK version 31. Okay, so if you facing problem after doing all the stuff that I saw just in that video, so just make sure you do all these changes. Okay, and guys, I also changed a thing here under Android apps, source, main, res, drawable, app icon. I changed this. This is manually made by me, because I previously copy paste the Google image, but I don't prefer it because it may be any copyright issue may be there. That's why I use that icon. Okay, I specially use that icon, so I change it, so you can manually make your own icon as well. Okay. So okay, let's see the demo at first. So guys, I hope you see the physical device in the left side, and the right side is the virtual device. So I open chat in two phones, and I want to send a message from the virtual device to the physical device. Okay, so one thing more, that the notification showing is maybe not working on the virtual device sometime. In when I first make that generation app primarily, that's not working on the virtual device. I don't know what problem is associated with the emulator, but it any of the time not run on the virtual device, that means the emulator. So don't worry. So if you just follow my all the steps that I done, that basically work on your physical device smoothly. So if that is not working on your emulator, don't worry, just try with 1 or 2 physical device as well. That will be very much helpful. So let's start the demo. So from the virtual device, that is emulator, I sent a message to the physical device. So here I write hello, and just notice that the physical device, the notification will be arrived there. Okay, so in the physical device you see the notification. It's cool. So that's the notification. Samarpan Fix sent you a message. So if you want to customize the background, the notification text, and all the properties, if you want to change, you can change. I just made a general notification. So if you want to add color or more style, please go forward with that. Okay, so it is working totally fine. So if I start with other chat message, just like image, so if I send to the physical device, okay, so in the physical device you can see the notification Samarpan Fix sent an image. Okay, so if you want to add more decoration, it is totally on you. Okay, so if you want to see the background notification, so I made the app in the background in the physical device. Okay, so the app is background. So now I am sending the message from the virtual device. Hello Sam. So I sent it from the virtual device. Just notice at the physical device. Okay, in the physical device you see the notification Samarpan Fix sent a message. Okay, so that's the message, Samarpan Fix sent a message. Okay, so that's also working when the app is in background. Okay, fine. So you can see that notification sending and receiving functionality is totally working fine. Okay, so I recommended you to test that notification with physical devices, not with the virtual device or any emulator, because in the emulator notification may be not working primarily and you get confused with that. So try that notification with 1 or 2 physical devices, that will be beneficial to you. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoy this video. If you enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, because my next video is coming very soon, and next video of the tutorial is going to be very much interesting. So guys, that's all for today. Have a nice day. Bye bye.